You're listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. I am your host, Al Mega, CEO of Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes. In this show, I'm sitting down with creators from all walks of life to talk about inspiration, process, the lessons they've learned, and a whole lot more.
Hola, mi gente. What's poppin', familia? It is your boy Almega, and we have a straight up legend in the house today, folks. I mean, this man's pen has shaped your Saturday mornings and after school hype. My man has written for Static Shock, Ben 10, Spider-Man, Mucha Lucha, a very recent hot flick, Aztec Batman, and a whole lot more, let me tell you. And now my man is breaking into independent comic books with some serious sci-fi heat, baby. I mean, his first book, Area 51 Studios, issue numero uno, all right, pulled us right into the world of aliens, conspiracies, and secret bases. And guess what? The story is not over, baby, because issue number 2 is coming to Kickstarter. That's right. My man just finished the project, and he's bringing you back another banger. Let's welcome the one, the only, the master storyteller, the legend, the big boss himself, Mr. Ernie Altbacker. How you doing?
Damn, I do not know if I deserve that big of a build-up, Al, but that was really nice, you know?
Thanks a lot, man. You're a big boss. Thank you for first being on the show and, of course, entertaining us all. I'm an old kid. So, I watch a lot of the stuff that you've laid your hands on. And so thank you for sharing and your creativity with the world. So, Ernie, we got to get into this. I always love my little origin story first. So talk to us for those that are just unawares. Where are you originally from? And the most important question you ever be asked, what was the first thing in pop culture or your fandom that you ever fell in love with?
Well, I'm from Long Island, New York.
Hey.
Yeah. And Strong Island.
There you go.
And I think the first thing that I ever fell in love with from pop culture is kind of those 1950s sci-fi movies and the monster movies from Japan. But those beast sci-fi movies, The Day the Earth Stood Still, what do you call it?
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yeah, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I'm like, Body Snatchers. It's not called that.
Those exist too in a different form, though.
That combined with early comic books, your Hulks, your Batmans. Okay. That kind of set me on the trail in this.
Were you a comic kid?
Oh yeah, I was collecting. By the time I was 14, I was doing shows at my local Knights of Columbus where you could buy a table for $15, and I would just go there to trade what I had to get new stuff.
He wasn't even selling. He goes, I'm trading, bro. Who needs to make money? I need to read new shit.
I think I might have not made some of the best deals, but I did. Other times I got stuff like way early. I'm like, I got to get that Hulk 181, and someone was like, I'll throw it in on a trade. We had a trade for about
all right, you didn't do that shabby.
He threw it in. At that point, it was $5.
Oh,
so
wow.
That one did work out pretty well.
Folks, did you hear this? $5. Jesus Christ. Yo, bro.
In the mid-'80s, man. That's what it went for. Sorry, early '80s.
So, yeah, I miss those days, though, because I was a late 80s, early 90s dollar bin hunter. And, man, you know what it was? Like, one day, I remember one big show. It's just, I found a lot of great books that day, but this one just stood out to me because I was just walking. I saw this old dealer selling bronze books. Man, he had a $2 box. So I said, hold on 1 second. I just randomly picked the book, It was the fucking first Power Girl for $2. I said, I'll take it. I'll take it. My boy's like, yo, my boy. After I paid the $2, he goes, yo, I'll give you $10 for that book right now. I'm like, fuck off. Like, ew. Like, he wanted it so bad, bro. He kept offering me. I think I got to $50 throughout the day. I said, no, I'm not selling it, bro. This is a deal and a half. Are you crazy?
I mean, you didn't even know they were deals. I like the oversized format for Guardians of the Galaxy. Nobody wanted it. Nobody wanted it, right? You could just pick those up. That was like nothing.
So
much
true.
less the first rocket or anything like that. It was just like, okay, whatever. There's a squirrel.
The treasuries, kids weren't a big fan of either, and now those treasuries are hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's definitely crazy. We had those oversized books in the magazines. Now they're hot again. Like even Titan is releasing the Conans in the magazine format. Thank you, Titan. Bringing back some old school flavor, coño. Now we gotta talk about this, Ernie. Brother. You have brought a new flavor to the comic book independent universe with Area 51 Studios, and listen, this one just finished not too long ago. 92 backers brought that baby to life. Big salute to you guys, man, for real. And now number 2 is on its way. So for those that are unaware, unblessed, you know what I mean, haven't been baptized.
Not one of the 92.
Let us know, what is Area 51 Studios all about?
So basically, everything you know about Area 51 is wrong. It is actually a secret base that's a studio where your cheaper aliens come to film galactic reality programs, on the sly. It's a low budget area, Earth is. So it's kind of like, if you know that new Seth Rogen, The Studio, or for the older people, Larry Sanders Show, right? Either the Studio or Larry Sanders Show mixed with Men in Black.
I haven't heard that in a while. I have not heard the Larry Sanders name in a while.
It's a behind the scenes for galactic Hollywood. So I kind of posit that where we got the idea for Hollywood was actually from these guys.
So basically, they filmed the moon landing for us.
They did a lot more stuff, like the Roswell aliens and the crashed ship. That was actually a student short film, and the students got afraid. They ran away. They left all their crap, but it looks so real. The props are so real that we still think that it's an alien corpse. And
what inspired the idea?
This is kind of the weird part. Usually my ideas, I get like dribs and drabs, and I go, okay, there's enough to begin right now, putting this story together. That one, I just kind of woke up and said, aliens make a bunch of shows and stuff that we think are just made up, but like Star Wars was real someplace else. We're just getting the story over.
Alf really eats cats. Watch out.
Yeah. So, I kind of posit that a bunch of that stuff is all real. And it just didn't occur on our planet or in our, in different places in the multiverse.
Listen, I love this idea. As a kid, I always kind of thought things like that. What if this really is happening someplace else? What if, you never know. I mean, what if all of our ideas just are just fractions of another reality? Come on now. I love all that shit. Now, what's the biggest creative lesson you've learned now from issue 1, going into this new issue number 2? And folks, don't you worry. You see this link right here, right there? That's issue 2. So, I'm going to show you the page, and I need you to go there, click notify me on launch like that. Look, use that finger like George Jetson's YouTube. I promise it won't get swollen like George Jetson. But you click away, get notified, all right? And that's what we're going to make happen. I'll show you that in a little bit. Don't you worry. I'm going to show you issue 1. That way you have a taste of what you're going to be getting into. Don't you worry.
So, I mean, basically the biggest creative thing I did learn was you really should have more followers before you start your campaign. Like
nice. Okay.
We had a ridiculously small amount. We had 8 people. All of them were like family members that I was just like, I'm putting you on this so you get an email, right? We didn't go for followers at all. And then I tell other people that, and they're like, oh my God, Kickstarter shouldn't even let you like go on. You must have slipped through the cracks or something.
Yo, for real.
And so
but
now,
I mean, but you're Ernie Altbacker, you have a different background. So I think with you might be a little bit of an exception because you come from, you have a little bit of legend behind you. You feel me?
Well, it's true. I have some stuff that I write those DC superhero feature, the animated ones, right?
Oh, those little movies that come out every once in a while.
I mean, a couple that people might have heard of, like Batman Hush or Justice League Dark,
bro,
or Teen Titans.
Amongst my favorites, bro.
Yeah, I did the adaptation of Injustice. I heard I ruined some people's childhood. I killed off the Flash early. There's story reasons for that. I will defend that choice. But so yeah, I thought I could do that, and I mean we barely got it done. We did reach the goal, but I was like, man, this needs to be worked a lot more, and so that's what we're trying to do. We're going to do basically. We picture it as a 4-issue story that's going to encompass about 110 pages, 20 odd extra pages, and we're going to make a graphic novel out of that, and then pause and see, how we did, if we're going to continue it or not. So there is going to be issue 3's already written. Issue 2's Josh White, my artist, very talented artist. This is his first thing kind of like this, his first Kickstarter also.
Okay. So both of you are popping your cherry in the crowdfunding universe, huh?
Exactly. I think I'm going to write an article saying I was a Kickstarter virgin.
There you go.
So it's actually too big for an article right now. All my little things of like, I did all this advertising and we got 0 people to do anything. Like we don't know what to do. Even though all the information's out there, we read it and we're like, we're just gonna wing it instead.
I get it.
Like
my whole job building this website and the brand is just me, like throwing spaghetti at the wall. What's this? Let's see how I could work. How can I connect? What do I do? And listen, we learn every day, Ernie, and I love that you have a childlike kind of like energy to this and experience. And
I love this stuff.
I see it.
I love this stuff. I still love this stuff. I'm on it. I don't get to read I can't read every title anymore. On the comics. Even watching everything in the Marvel and the DC sphere is getting harder and harder, but there's projects where I'm like, nah, I gotta watch that. That's what I spend my nights doing, is like, what can I catch up on?
See, you do your nights. Me is my early mornings at 3:00 in the morning. Since I work that graveyard shit, so I throw stuff in the background. So my next thing I have to watch is the Ed Gein. I have to watch this series that just came out.
Oh,
I have to. Come on, man. Ed Gein is like so many horror icons are based on this real life. You're talking about things that could be real. Yeah, holy shit. I mean, we're talking about a real monster. I like things like that. Now, I gotta ask here, bro, because again, how did you balance such a long career in animation and then now bringing in this indie comic grind? Does one inspire the other?
Well, I got to do like one 10-page story in Futureverse or Future Wars in DC, and it kind of whet my appetite to do comics. And I tried to get in over there because I do these DC things, but I could never catch on. The ones I did went to inventory, so I thought, you know what, I should start. What I want to do comic books for is to do my own stuff. So why don't I just start doing my own stuff? So this is the first project that I really, really wanted to get pictures with the words. I'd written this novella years ago, and at that time, nobody liked novellas. Nobody wanted novellas. And also, they were like, this thing's just weird and out there. And it wasn't what people were really.
Have they never watched the novella?
I mean, no, this one's crazy, but yeah. So during issue number 1, right? Not only did we come out with the comic, which I know.
Yo, bring that baby back up. What are you talking about? Come on, man. You got to show off that self porn. Come on now. Look at that.
So this is the comic. And then here is Josh's. We did like a parody cover from a famous scene from 2001: A Space Odyssey. There's my producer, but he's on a phone this time instead of looking through. But I also managed to get a publisher interested, and I actually published a novella with the smallest.
Oh, nice. Look at that. Look, she's girthy too. Look at that. Self porn, baby.
Yeah. So with this, Josh kind of did 40. What do you call it? Here's one. What do you call it? Original illustrations.
Oh, all right. I see. Oh, dope. All right.
Sorry. So yeah, he did some illustrations that were part of the story. We did 20 of those, put them in, got a small publishing house to publish it, South Carolina thing, and they did a great job. And so we were able to in the backer thing also offer print versions of the novella or digital of the novella as like a throw-in for $5. So the novella is actually kind of a bargain. I think. I mean, it gives you the story, and the story is now kind of different in the comics, which is great. So if you like the comics, you get to see the story, and the main points are the same, but the details in many cases are different because now I'm working with Josh. And he's adding stuff. He's adding funny lines. He's adding characters. Like, what if we do this? What if we do that? So we work really well together.
And it's funny. I think that novella is coming back though, because I see like tie-ins. You say new Conan ones, and there's so many old IPs that are coming back that come from that genre. Like I went to a convention recently, and I ran into a vendor that had little books. Pocket books. I never seen these before. Mini books of the Phantom. What's his name? The Shadow. Rocket Man. Bullet Man. I'm like, what is
those
this?
Old ones? Those old.
Yes,
ones, right?
many books. I'm like, holy smoke. He goes, yeah, this is how people used to entertain on the subway before even comic books was a thing. I'm like, holy smoke. He even showed me a penny book. I never seen anything like that. It's so interesting. So I think all that is coming back. And look at this book itself. Look at the art. Wow, look at the art, baby. There we go. Yeah, baby. So talk to me. I need to learn the promance between you and the artist. That promance. How did you guys connect?
Oh, well, this is kind of a funny story. So there is a thing in the San Diego Comic-Con for writers and artists called the Comic Creator Connection. It's a panel they have every year, and they describe it like speed dating for writers and artists. And,
really?
Yeah, and the artists are there with their portfolios, and then the writers come and pitch them the projects that they'd like to do. And if you get a match, you kind of come together. So I saw Josh's stuff, and he had this one like really cool image of Princess Leia with her foot on a stormtrooper with a smoking blaster, kind of like this. And I was like, oh, that's kind of the style I want. I want it simple. I want it kind of 2D, so it'll be easily animatable. I ideally we make a cartoon out of this thing in the future, right? But but a lot of people were liking his stuff, right? So I felt like I gotta do something, right? So I go, I know some people at DC because I worked on them before. And maybe that was, and I just see in his eyes like, oh my God, this guy, he's full of shit, right? They go, oh man, I blew it, like.
Yeah.
But he goes with his friends, and apparently, I talked to his friends after I met them this last year, and they were like, yeah, Josh was going like, yeah, this guy seems all right. But then he, said like, oh yeah, I've got an in with DC. He's showing my card, but they're at the Justice League War World panel, which is after the movie, right? They do the movie, or maybe we did the panel before. I don't know, but so I'm on the panel and I'm the first name that comes out, and he goes, oh shit. That's the guy. This is the guy's card. This is the guy's card. And his friend goes, so then I said to Josh, maybe he isn't totally full of shit. You might want to call him. And so that was it. We got to talking and we really like vibed. And we're like, why don't we just do this? And so there you go. It took about 2 years to get everything online, website and whatever, and then a year of really him doing the art, because he does everything. He does the pencils, he does everything, including the lettering.
Oh wow! So you got the full package. All you gotta do is say, this is what we're talking about.
Well, he owns a successful graphic arts company where people go get their signs or print their booklets, stuff like that. And yes, he's done other kids' books, illustrations, and maybe a simpler comic. I'd say it's more of a younger age comic, but he's wanted to do this. And now that his kids are a little bit older, he's in a better place. He was like, yeah, now's the time. I'd really like to get involved in this. But he lives in Arizona. He doesn't live around in like the LA and the comic book business. Like he's a family. He's got 3 kids. He's not going to try and be a young artist doing a DC book right now. Anyway, I don't know. So it worked out perfect timing for both of us, and we're just kind of rolling on it. Hoping to have like issue 3 in February, and then issue 4 in June or July, and then the graphic novel at the end of next year, if everything goes well, So there he is.
That's your boy right there. Excellent. And there you go. But I mean, again, look at this, folks. So you could just see what happened here. Again, this baby was brought to life. All right. People pledged 37, 34 on this, 92 backers. So a big salute. But now, guess what, folks? This is the banger right there. Ow! Launching soon. Issue número 2. Mi gente, número 2. Look how easy right there. You just press that button right there, folks. You get notified ASAP on what is popping. And look at that tease right there. What is going on? And if I see an alien like this, I am running for my life, bro.
I mean, this is the cover for number 2. That is part of a story. That is part of the story, a key part of the story. And then I think we got some more. We got some art. We got some reviews, and they're up from other comic book writers that you might know, actually, if you scroll down a little bit. Jeremy Adams was there. Tim Sheridan.
Where's my broom? Dropping names like a mother over here, baby. I love it.
Jeremy Adams is writing Green Lantern right now, and Aquaman, and Tim Sheridan. He wrote Green Lantern that was nominated for an Eisner. Alan Scott Green Lantern, right? And he did Teen Titans, like kind of the reboot with the young Teen Titans or something. That was like really well done. But I actually met. Do you know David Brin, the science fiction author of like The Postman? He wrote the book for the Kevin Costner movie, The Postman.
No, I'm not familiar, but okay.
Well, The Postman right? From I mean, it's like kind of a 90s movie. He also wrote this thing that's a Hugo and a Nebula Award winning book called Startide Rising. If you're a science fiction writer, you probably know David Brin. But I met him this last year at the Comic-Con, and he was gracious enough to say, you know, like he sent me a bunch of stuff like for me to look at, like that's coming down the pike. And I was like, oh, this is nice. Cool. So I sent him issue 1 and I go, hey, I name check you in this thing. I name check like a lot of people. So I used it as like a lake, right? I used his last name Brin as a lake. And he was like, you know, I mean, this guy is busy. He's writing his own book. He's a NASA physicist and stuff, right? Yeah. And he writes back in his email, I was only going to skim it, but I ended up reading the whole thing and enjoying it. And I'm like, can I use that as a quote? And he goes, sure. So nice. I was like, man, David Brin liked it. You know, he read it and liked issue number 1. So if you're kind of a sci-fi fan,
I think that's an amazing compliment, because if someone, they said, I just gonna just give it a brief look, but there was just something about it that brought me in, and I couldn't drop it. And I think those are the best reads, bro. On some real talk, I love it.
I mean, oh, and so if you do sign up, if you're a person who backs Kickstarters or whatever, see, we didn't know enough to do this, but in the first 48 hours. If you get something, it's going to be 20% off. And if you get a printed something, we're going to throw in some sort of bonus. It'll either be like, where are they? It'll either be like a sticker. We got stickers.
Awesome.
This. Wait, here's Kaz, the right hand gal. Here's ZB, my character. And then here's one who is telling you let me know the next time you go camping, right?
I'm good, bro. I'm not trying to get probed, homie.
Yeah, that's probably not the guy. Or we have a print. This is a print that Josh did from our galactic drink, our galactic energy drink, Mouth Drink, and their tagline is "It tastes." So
what the hell?
If you get something printed, we will put something in there. Something like these were from the first issue. We don't know if you're new, you want those, you can have those, but we're going to try and think up something new, whether it's new stickers or a new print or something. And so if you do sign up, you will have the option to get 20% off.
Oh, there we go. And how long are you going to push the campaign for?
Right now we're thinking 30 days, or it might be 25 though. We'll see. It's toward the end of the year, so I don't want to get close to Thanksgiving or anything like that. So, I mean, if we start October 15th, maybe to November 25th or something, or November 20th, we'll see. Oh, I'm sorry, October 15th to November 15th would be the maximum.
Yeah,
I think.
And delivery time will be around Christmas or after?
I would say January to be safe for number 2. Okay. But yeah, we would hope, because it would end in November. The first time it took us about 2.5 months. We had a series of delays. We had to find the person. There was printing delays and like screw ups. So now we know we've already stepped on those
lessons learned.
So we'll see if it goes more smoothly, or do we step on brand new rakes that we've invented for issue number 2. But I would think by the end of it, when it ends within 2 months or a month and a half, we'll go for a month and a half, but within 2 months, everybody should have their stuff.
Oh, snap. You heard that, folks? The project will be in your hands. You can smell that ink, baby. Heck yeah. This baby's going to be going live soon, huh? Well.
And you can catch up, if you want, right? But there's preview pages. If you if you search for it in Kickstarter for Area 51 Studios or Ernie Altbacker, you'll see the old site, which has preview pages, and then the new site, one for number 2, which that's our personal website, and yes, that'll also lead you to the newest Kickstarter and some other information if you want it. Oh, you could get number 1 digitally, either the novella or the comic book. You can get digitally there. I don't know if we're set up for print stuff just yet, but soon.
Excellent, man. I can't wait. It is exciting. And now there's also something else that dropped recently. I want to stay on this, of course, but I do want to talk about a little bit. Yeah, I recently got to see something really dope, and I watched it in my native language. And it was the first time I got to see Batman in that sense. Aztec Batman, yo, whoa, bro.
You watched it?
Yeah, and in Spanish. And now, I said, all right, I don't want nothing. I don't want no words in the bottom. Nothing. Let me watch this in my native language. I haven't seen a cartoon in my native language since I was Batuilati. And so when I saw this, oh man, what a story! It was dope, and wow, I'm thoroughly impressed. I did not know I was gonna have that much fun watching it. Like homie got pulled into the book. I really got pulled into the story of that Batman.
Well, so Aztec Batman, for anybody that doesn't know anything about it, is it's a complete reimagination of the Batman mythos as it would occur in the height of the Aztec Empire when the Spanish land. So just to give you an example, right? Famously, Bruce Wayne, he was set on the road to becoming Batman because his parents went down crime alley and they got gunned down in Gotham City, obviously at the height of the Aztec Empire in Tenochtitlan, or in the forests of that. There's nothing like that. In fact, this isn't Bruce Wayne. He's the young kind of elite son of a chief, right? So he's kind of entitled. And Cortez comes to his village, and when the chief won't give up the directions to the capital city, he slaughters everyone and kills his dad. His mom.
You know how angry I was there? I said, "Oh my God! I wish I had done those times. I would have gotten murdered, but I probably would have gotten at least one or two of those bastards with me."
Yeah. Well, you know what they did, but they all died doing it. So that is what sets our guy on a course initially of vengeance, but then for justice and to defend the Aztec peoples. And so he becomes one of their gods. Now I've got to credit the director, Juan Mazaleon, is the guy on this. Okay, he shares story credit with me on the story, and he's responsible for the visuals and how all of that came out and all of it, came together in the wash. He's the glue. He's the linchpin. But also there were a lot of other people, including experts, doctorates in pre-Columbian civilization, that would tell us things on the script of like, no, that's totally wrong. Like, it's like you can't use blue because blue is only for the gods. So they wouldn't have blue stuff just sitting around, except Moctezuma. He might have blue in his garb, right? But nobody else. There's just like all sorts of interesting little things. I had one scene where it was like Aztec Batman tries to barricade the door as the Spanish, trying to kick it in. And the guy's like, there was no doors. Sorry. There was portals and maybe they had a curtain, but that was about it. They didn't have hinges and doors. So little things like that, I found it fascinating. I thought the Aztec Empire was in the jungle. It's a forest. It's not a jungle at all. So we learned a lot. I did a lot of my own research about the battle and such. And but Yes, mainly leaning on the experts to try and get it as good as possible. So there are things wrong with it, undoubtedly. But what I'm going to say is this is our Elseworlds, so everything's actually exactly right for our Elseworlds, but maybe not for this Earth's history. So,
Yeah, Elseworlds. I love that. That is a type of take. Again, for those that are unfamiliar, that's DC's what if kind of storytelling. But
Exactly.
I enjoyed it, and the twists on the rogues galleries as we started seeing them come about. I'm like, whoa, cool, man, cool, and definitely stick around. It looks like there's potential for a lot more story here. So I hope to see more.
We hope so too. We do have extra story. I mean, at first when they came to us, it was going to kind of be a prestige mini series of is that me or you? Or is that comments? Or do you hear anything?
That's my and it just turned it off because people
Oh,
trying to
that's cool. No, it's
on the
totally fine. I'm
background.
like, do you need me to turn anything off? But yeah, so actually it was first going to be like 6 episodes of 44 minutes. Then they were like, no, let's do it as a trilogy. And they're like, we're not going to do it as a trilogy, maybe 2. And then it was like, nope, we just got 1 shot at this and we better not screw it up. So, but it's made to be bookends. This, well, I don't want to spoil the entire thing for people, but you know where this ends. And then the next part of it is where historically we use a lot of signposts of what happened with Cortez. And so if people know what happened, but again, this is an Elseworlds, and we bring in this guy who kind of has the spirit of the Bat, but it's not Bruce Wayne. It's not Bruce Wayne going through a time tunnel back to feudal Japan. Like they know they are Batman and Robin, but now they are in this really, really cool garb, I gotta say. And they do the stories as that story there. This is like, how would it happen organically in 1520 Tenochtitlan? So,
I even like this training sequences and all that. Very cool to watch. That was just fun. I was like, oh shit. The way they were doing it then. It's, all right, I like that. And again, how all the plans came about. I thought it was just really cool. I really enjoyed it. Again, I sat down. Normally, I can't sit down. I gotta stay busy. But no, I actually was just sitting back, like, oh shit, I'm enjoying it. Even my brothers, I put them on too, and they loved it. So, I think good job. Let's go here.
And there's a different voice cast for the English version. There's still Mexicans and Latin or Spanish people, but some of those actors couldn't do English.
Oh, really?
Enough. Yeah, they just got like real people. Like in the Spanish version, anybody that should be a Mexica, like an indigenous Aztec, has to be an indigenous actor. So not only do you have to be Mexican, you have to be indigenous Indian background to have like Catwoman's role.
And she was cool, man, too.
They all did such a good job, don't you think?
Yeah,
fantastic. Oh, and
all did. Now I got into it in English. Now I'm curious to see how this sounds in English.
You know who? Okay, so you probably know the actors. There's Garcia Rojas is the Batman, right? He was in Narcos Mexico, so that's in the Spanish version. So he in the English version, it's Jay Hernandez, who was in the reboot of Magnum PI.
Oh, really?
Batman.
Okay.
And Omar Chaparral, I believe, was the Joker. He's like the Jim Carrey of Mexico, maybe. I'm sure I'm getting the name wrong, but you know who it is in the Joker in the English version is Raymond Cruz or Tuco Salamanca. And
really?
He does an amazing job.
Yeah. that story too is fucking awesome. And what a sick looking design at the end of the day when that comes about. Holy shit! Like, what the hell?
This movie is packed. Not only do we do a complete origin of Aztec Batman, we do a complete origin of our Joker, and we break, well, Two-Face basically is created. We show Forest Ivy, not she's our jungle spirit, kind of a demigod, I would say.
Yeah.
And so all of them are like, but not what the characters in our DC universe is. Like Forest Ivy is more like Swamp Thing. She is not going to seduce you. She will crush you with thorny vines. Jaguar Woman is, yes, she robs from the rich, but she's far more lethal. She will kill you. And she's more Robin Hood. She steals from the rich to give to the poor Aztecs. Mm-hmm. So the characters are kind of sometimes combinations. Cortez is kind of Deathstroke with a blade, but also he becomes Two-Face when his face gets slashed.
Which he didn't like very much.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some people who don't like. It's disappointing that some people aren't even watching it and just give it 1 star because they're like, Warner Brothers is trying to replace Batman. Couldn't be farther from the truth.
Yeah, exactly. Just give it a chance, people. Stop talking crap.
Watch it. If you're a Batman fan, just watch it as a new story, okay?
It's Elseworlds.
Yeah.
If you could deal with Marvel's multiverse, you could deal with Elseworlds.
I watched the Mexican luchador Batman, like that.
I wanted those toys so bad.
That's fun, right?
I went to a toy fair that had the luchador versions, and I said, "Oh my god, when are these coming out?" And sadly, they never did.
How about India Spider-Man that uses a machine gun and rides a motorcycle?
Yo, brilliant, baby. Why not?
I think they're great. I guess we just tried to take this like really seriously and have this kind of, in some cases, horrific tale of this origin. And it was too effective. So people, some people aren't giving it a chance. I hope people do. I guarantee you nobody was in the room going, how can we piss people off and replace Bat?
Yeah, I know people think that, right?
Whoever
thinks that is crazy.
There was one on the internet. I wouldn't have believed it, but on the internet, I saw like one headline of something like woke Warner Brothers replaces Batman with. Let me get the wording straight on this. Baby sacrificing cannibal Aztec murderer.
Oh my God.
And I was like, that's a little less nuanced, Al, than we were going for, I guess, right?
Jeez. Yo, please give this movie a chance. Don't even listen to these critics. They're crazy. I don't know what they were watching.
People in Mexico loved it. It went out. This is really rare. This has never happened with one of these direct to video movies, but they had a release, a theatrical release in Mexico in 500 theaters. Nice. And the first weekend, it finished number 10 out of all films and number 3 in per screen average. 500 theaters. Second week, it held 95% of the theaters. It was in 460 the second week.
Look at that. Bless. See, folks?
So in Mexico, they love it. In Mexico, they love it. I just wish that we could get some of the movers and shakers over here who were totally fine with Japanese samurai Batman, or even like Superman being a communist. They were totally fine with that.
Yeah, Red Sun Superman.
On this one thing, they're like, no, this is bad. 1 star for you. I'm like,
nah, ignorance. I enjoy the hell out of it.
You got to be more of a fan.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm glad I do love me some Red Sun Superman. I want Superman as a communist. That was a fantastic story too.
You know
Fuck
what?
that.
The thing was, like, I don't want Superman to be a communist, right? But the thing was done really well. Like, the arguments were made very, very well.
Yeah, yo.
Like, well, damn, like
Right? Like
Superman might have a point or two here.
you start
So,
nodding your head, like fuck, bro.
well, it's just like when I kind of was faced with this with Injustice of, so in Injustice, Superman becomes a despot in the end, right? And he starts killing some heroes that are against him because he wants to establish peace. But at first, his thing of like, I'm going to just stop all wars and I have the power to back it up. You're like, well, that sounds like pretty good, And then on the other side of it, Batman's like, no, we need justice and we can't become executioners. And I'm like, you keep putting the Joker into a place where he keeps getting out and killing more people. Like, I did the argument between them where I didn't take a side. I made the strongest arguments for both of them each time and let the fans decide, and it worked out. That worked out perfectly because it's still a rumble of who's right, like who was in the right. And that's what I mean. It's a brilliant game, brilliant comic, right, by Tom Taylor, which we adapted. So I mean, there was just so much of it to adapt, and they wouldn't let it become like a trilogy or something like, or a show. I won. Right. So I'm like, well, I'm going to just cherry pick a bunch of the best scenes from like all 5 years. And I hope they go back to it. I hope that they could easily make sequels on that. And it really deserves it.
So I could add it to myself. That's part of my collection that I have over there. I have a whole stack of DC animated. So a lot of them are yours. So, all right. So let's reel it back to the book before we go. So you said when is the book going live again?
Well, right now we have our pre-launch page, right? And so I'm really, I would ask people to get on the pre-launch. I mean, we have 33 followers right now. We haven't really done too much. So this is the start of 2 weeks of trying to get people to be notified on launch. And those people will be rewarded with 20% off. We're hoping about October 15th to do the Kickstarter for number 2. We're hoping to start then, if not the 15th, more like the 22nd. But that is the hope. We're feverishly working that way. But man, I gotta get like 100 people interested in this thing.
Oh, it's gonna happen. Listen, you're gonna come back mid-campaign. You're gonna come back to the show so we can show us some of the dope interiors. Hopefully, your artists will be available to come on to, and we be talking about the greatness of Area 51 Studios. Because again, folks, I'm gonna show you the link. It's also, I'm gonna add it to the show notes. Issue numero dos, gonna be live soon. Support did you see the energy, the way he lights up about this stuff? This is the type of energy we need in comic books, and I think Ernie is bringing that to the game, bringing back some of that comic book goodness, that fun, that style, storytelling. Thank you, Ernie, man, for doing that. This type of stuff that we need.
And I would also say, even if you don't do that, you can follow me on X or Facebook, and I will definitely be putting. I'm the only Ernie Altbacker, so if I will definitely be notifying any of my followers of when it happens. And there's other news, like when Aztec Batman's going to come out on DVD, or if it might be in the theaters for a Phantom event thing or something like that, and other projects that I do. But yeah, if please, I would love it. We need your support. The people who like indie comics, and if you do follow me and you want any question answered about anything that I have written, if you go to Ernie Altbacker on IMDb, If you have a burning question about something like Justice League Dark, like why wasn't this character in there or whatever, I can provide some answers, not all, because writers do get kind of shunted off. It's more of a supervising animator leads the whole thing for the 2 years. Writers on it for about 3-4 months, and then we come back in to kind of do the publicity and stuff. But well, thanks a lot for having me on.
Thank you, though.
About a topic that I really love. This project is passion project of mine. It's near and dear to my heart, and I really hope it succeeds.
Well, it definitely will. And that's what it is. Wepa, mi gente. That's what it is. I mean, an epic conversation with the big boss, the legend, Ernie Altbacker, right? Bringing us classics. You know, the Static Shock and Spider-Man. He's dropping that indie sci-fi heat with Area 51 Studios. I mean, Aztec Batman. This man never stops creating worlds for us to be able to live in. So now the countdown is in fact on. Issue numero 2, number 2 is coming to Kickstarter October 15th. So keep your eyes peeled. Go to that page, get notified on launch, follow that campaign, get ready to back this chapter when it drops, man. And this is Omega, that's Ernie A. This is the Comic Crusaders universe. All right, so stay geeky, stay cosmic, and it's always Comic Crusaders. Wepa!
Thank you for listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. If you like the content, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, please visit comiccrusaders.com and our extended podcast family over at undercovercapes.com. And also make sure to download the Comic Crusaders app on the Google Play Store today.